There isn't a day that goes by that I don't cry still. The pain is less, but it's there, and it will be there for the rest of my life.
Philanthropist Tom Budd spoke with Soft 103.9 morning show host Gord Vizzuti Wednesday morning to share his story with our radio listeners. Afterwards, we sat down for a one-on-one, heart-to-heart.
Can you talk about this day last year and people's reaction to this day?
Last year, 4 people said I saved their life because they were suicidal. One person in particular heard this radio show or TV show that we were doing, and he was suicidal, and he was thinking of killing himself until he saw Tom Budd, this icon investment banker, crying and being vulnerable. And the next day I had an email from him saying, hey, you saved my life, you met me years ago. And he went and confessed to his wife, broke down in tears, and went and got counseling. I've had 4 people like that in the last year, and it's from getting opportunities like this to tell my story, to show people that, you know, this is the best way. It's to be honest and be open and be vulnerable. And it's gratifying for me to help others.
In case you haven't heard Bud's story, after a divorce, he lost not 1, but 2 of his sons to suicide.
You know, I was a great dad, I thought, or I still do actually, and I thought I was doing everything right, and I got totally blindsided one day. My son had left where he was living in Calgary to come live with me for some issues. I had him in counseling for those issues. The counselor said he was fine, but you know, whatever we could do to keep him on that road of healing would be good. And unfortunately, he had a girlfriend I didn't know about, and they broke up. And when I got home, I found my son dead of a gunshot wound at 14 years old. And my life stopped. I screamed. I was in pain for months, years after that. And that started getting better around the 2nd year because I had an older son I had to focus on. And he clearly was affected by the loss of his brother. And he got depressed and he went away from home. He left his mom to go to university in Victoria. And came to visit me on his way to her, and was depressed but wouldn't talk. I wouldn't tell his friends that he had a brother that died. Didn't even say he had a brother. And unfortunately, I went out one afternoon. I came home and I found him also dead of a gunshot wound.
Do you believe now, as you're looking forward, looking back and looking forward, that this is your purpose to help others in this way? I mean, you've been great philanthropically, but that this ultimately is your purpose?
So people with a spiritual background say that, and I believe it. Those that don't have it, I still say it's what you need. To get through life with some joy and peace, you need to have a purpose and you need to have hope. And I have purpose and I have hope. And my purpose is to show people you can get through tragedy. My purpose is to tell people life is worth living no matter what. My purpose is to help reduce the stigma of mental health so that people actually can enjoy their life and shed their pain.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Tom.
No problem. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.